regardless of our state of mind or attitude of heart, there's one thing that should comfort us when we don't understand the confusing elements of life, and that's this. No matter how great our doubt, no matter how great our students' doubt might be, God is always greater. It's true. Let me give an example. One of Jesus' disciples, appropriately nicknamed Doubting Thomas, once boldly said, after the other disciples had told him about the resurrected Christ, this is what he says in John chapter 20, verse 25. Unless I see in his hands the mark of the nails, and place my finger into the mark of the nails, and place my hand into his side, I will never believe. And I remember reading that as a baby Christian and going, really? Never? Never? You'll never believe. That's a pretty audacious thing to say after you've just spent 3 years alongside the Messiah, during his public ministry, seeing firsthand the kinds of things Jesus could do, not to mention knowing that Jesus himself had said several times he was going to rise from the dead after he was killed. But that's what Thomas said, and of course, Jesus eventually came through for him. About a week later, Jesus showed up face to face with Thomas, and the doubter's heart was convinced. And Jesus then went on to say to him, "Have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and have believed." See, Thomas's doubt was great, but God was greater. Here's what we need to communicate to our young people. The Lord is never repulsed by our doubt. In fact, he is actively willing to pursue us even when we question him. Sometimes in life when things get bad for them and doubts have a tendency to rise to the surface, the things that are true don't feel true for them. God's love, his grace, his sovereignty, and his existence altogether are more real than we can ever fathom, but it certainly doesn't feel that way from time to time. And just because all of those things may not seem to be true, like his love, his sovereignty, things like that, doesn't mean that our assumptions are correct or their assumptions are correct. And in the middle of all that, Jesus is saying, "Blessed are you who has not seen and yet has believed."